Well, good morning, everybody. So glad to be with you again. I always look forward to this time of the day and sharing thoughts with you. And this is what I've been thinking about over the weekend. And it really struck a chord with me, actually. The more I thought about it, the more I realized that most of us have a little bit of this in ourselves, and it's self doubt. Uh, and it can manifest itself as something that's called imposter syndrome uh, in so many different ways. Uh, Imposter syndrome is a thought pattern in which people doubt their own achievements and have a persistent internalized fear of being accused as a fraud. Um, I know there have been different times in my life where I've experienced this, and it's really weird sometimes how it comes up. Uh, have you ever had somebody say to you, "Oh, I love your jacket," and you look at them and say, "Oh, this old thing," or "I got this on sale at Walmart the other day." Uh, which is, if you think about it, sort of a little bit insulting to the other person for saying, "Oh, I didn't realize it was old and used up, or you got it on sale. I just thought you looked really nice in it." Um, but it's, sort of not being able sometimes to acknowledge a compliment or your own self-worth or your own excellence in a certain area. You doubt yourself. Uh, Imposter syndrome actually can affect us different aspects of our lives in all relationships, as well as in work connection and in achievements that we've earned. It's the halting idea that we're only pretending to be competent, uh, and at any moment, somebody was going to call you out for being inept. Unfortunately, it's a feeling I think that we deal with more often than we would like to think we do. Uh, I just had a experience of it for myself yesterday. As a matter of fact, when I was talking with a good friend, and she had paid me a very nice compliment, which I immediately took away. Uh, and it just brought me up short. And I said, what's wrong with you? Why can't you accept a decent compliment that's well meant and honest? But when imposter syndrome takes hold, it can lead to constant self doubt and even fear of exposure. For instance, you might hesitate to share your ideas at a meeting, fearing others would judge you or laugh, even though you have valuable insights that could help. In relationships, you might fear uh, uh, your partner might find someone better, smarter, more self confident, even if they've constantly reassured you how much you are valued by them. Imposter syndrome can affect anyone, regardless of their success or position in life. The feelings and the thought patterns that come with imposter syndrome aren't just uncomfortable, they can actually hold you back from reaching your full potential. Here's some signs that you might check and see if you're experiencing, to see if self-doubt is creeping into your everyday way of acting. It can be tricky to spot. However, recognizing the signs is a big step forward in overcoming it. Each of these signs reflects a different facet of the imposter syndrome or self-doubt. It's not about just one feeling, or even you could call it a fear. It's a mix that throws doubt over pretty much all your achievements. If any of these signs seems familiar, be compassionate with yourself and be proud that you've recognized this behavior. While it might seem like an isolating experience, many people feel this way, and you aren't alone. Number one, do you have persistent self doubt? If you ever find yourself doubting your abilities, even when there's evidence of your competence, you could be experiencing this, and the doubt can linger no matter how much praise you get from others. Number two, a fear of failing. The thought of failing can be so scary that it stops you from even trying new things. When you're stuck in your comfort zone, you miss opportunities to learn and to grow. Number three is undervaluing the contributions. If you find it hard to accept you play a key role in the success, and shrug off compliments or downplay your contributions, imposter syndrome might be playing a part. Overachievement. Are you someone who sets extremely high standards for yourself? And even if you meet those standards, you still don't feel good enough. The constant push for perfection can be a telltale sign. Uh, and the last one is fear of being exposed. The dread that someone will discover you're a fraud or not as skilled a person as other people think you are. And that can be overwhelming. You work harder and harder and longer to combat the fear, but it still doesn't go away. Uh, what's the impact on having this to contend with? Well, imposter syndrome isn't just a fleeting feeling. It can stay for a while and impact many areas of your life. Uh, these persistent feelings can affect your uh, health, they can affect your strength, they can affect the quality of your life. The continuous cycle of doubt, fear, and overcompensation can keep you from enjoying your achievements and moving forward. Uh, Here are some of the ways it can impact you in general. Anxiety. Uh, you may have increased anxiety, constantly worrying about being exposed as deceptive or not living up to expectations. Uh, it makes it tough to stay calm and focused. Depression over time, uh, all your negative thoughts and self doubt that come with this can pull you into a depressive state of mind. It's draining to feel continuously inadequate, no matter how hard you work or how much you achieve. Stress. Striving for perfection or fear of failure can definitely increase your stress levels due to the pressure of keeping up appearances or meeting impossibly high standards you set for yourself. Burnout. Uh, this self doubt can push you to work harder and longer to prove your worth. And that can lead to burnout. You just have no more to give. You're exhausted. Low self esteem is another byproduct. When you're constantly doubting your abilities or you're attributing your success to external factors, your self-esteem can take a hit. Feeling good about yourself is hard when imposter syndrome makes you feel you're not good enough, no matter how hard you try. Delayed personal self growth is another uh, manifestation. Imposter syndrome can really limit your potential. The fear of failure may actually stop you from taking on a new challenge or new opportunity, and that could hinder your own personal growth. And it can strain relationships as well. The stress and self-doubt of imposter syndrome can spill over into our relationships, potentially causing relationship anxiety and maybe uh, making it uh, hard to accept love and praise from others because you may not feel it is deserved. But there are things we can do to build up our self-confidence and uh, do away with self-doubt and become more confident in what we're tackling. But it's going to take awareness and effort and patience. But it's pretty straightforward, pretty common sense, if you will. And first of all, it's recognizing that you're even experiencing these feelings, recognizing when they arise is the beginning, writing them down is the next step. Take time to name your feelings and what triggered the emotions can help bring clarity to how and why you're feeling the way you're feeling. Practice again mindfulness, being in the moment, being aware of who you are, where you are, and what you're all about, uh, to keep your thoughts from drifting over into self doubt. And stay present in connections with others and stay present in being connected to yourself. Challenge your inner critic is something else you can do. If you're prone to negative self talk, and many of us are, encourage yourself to challenge those beliefs and shift them to something more positive. If you feel like you're not good enough, ask yourself if you actually have evidence to support that feeling, or if you're just stuck in a cycle of self doubt. Making mistakes, and this is really important, making mistakes is a part of learning and growing. Embrace them, learn from them, and move forward. I had a basketball coach when I was in high school that said, if you're not making mistakes on the court, you're not trying hard enough. And I found that to be really true. Don't be afraid to make a mistake. Reframe your views. Uh, it Feeling self-doubt does not mean you are weak or a failure. It's actually an opportunity to grow. When you feel these moments of self-doubt, try reframing them. Where are the opportunities to grow more and learn and become more proficient? Focus on those. If all else fails, lean into self-care and self-reflection so that you can work to strengthen your self-esteem and your self-confidence. And most importantly, and many of us really resist this, is seek support to manage your negative feelings. Share your thoughts with someone you trust who may have actually been there and done that, or even talk to a professional. It's easy to feel like an imposter here too, thinking your feelings or issues aren't important enough to deal with. But reaching out to support is a valuable step in managing your feelings, no matter how big or small they may seem to others. Practice the spinner technique. And that's a play on words. It's actually SBNRR technique. And what it means is pretty simple. Uh, it's a technique to respond to imposter thought patterns in a mindful way. First, stop. Halt the negative thoughts in their tracks. Just stop. Number two is breathe. Take a few deep breaths just to settle yourself down and calm your mind. The next one is notice. Observe your thoughts uh, without them as either good or bad. Just look at your thoughts for thoughts with no assignment made. So you've got SBN so far, and then R, and that's reflect, which I always look at as considering why this thought happened and whether or not it's even true. And the last one is also an R, and that's respond. And that's choose how to respond to the thought in a supportive way. So the anagram becomes spinner, uh, SBNRR, and it's something that you can just keep in your mind uh, when you need to challenge yourself. Acknowledge what you've achieved. This one is critical. Celebrate your wins, the large and the small, all of them. Acknowledging what you do well is a way to remind yourself of your abilities and contributions. Remind yourself of these abilities and achievements every single day. Write down what you're good at and revisit this list as often as possible to keep it front of mind. Number 7, you can make a digital folder of praise. And this is just simply keep a folder on maybe your computer, your laptop, your phone, whatever, of praise and compliments you've received in your life, be it personal or professional. This way, when you feel that imposter syndrome kick in and you begin to doubt yourself, you can boost your confidence and self-belief by reading how accomplished other people view you. And the last one is to practice self-compassion. That's so important. Self-compassion, especially when you're worried you don't measure up. Treat yourself with the same compassion and understanding you'd offer a friend or a member of your support group. Look for the good. Don't pick yourself apart and look only for the negative in what you're doing. Imposter syndrome can cause feelings of being a fraud, even if you're successful. To fight it, talking to others about your feelings and focusing on your real abilities is truly, truly helpful. And don't let your self-doubt stop you from pursuing your goals. Keep going despite the doubt. To get past imposter syndrome, it helps to start asking yourself some hard questions. Here are 3 just at the beginning that you might consider. What core beliefs do I hold about myself? Right now, as I am, do I believe I am worthy of love and support? And the third one is, must I be perfect for others to approve of me? You can always get help. And some of the ways that you can get help is just to remember to take baby steps. Don't focus on doing everything perfectly, but rather do things reasonably well and reward yourself for taking the steps. Question your thoughts. As you start to assess your abilities and take those baby steps, question whether your thoughts are even rational. Does it make sense to believe you are a fraud given everything you know? Stop comparing. Every time you compare yourself in a social situation, you can, if you look hard enough, find some fault with yourself that fuels the feeling of not being good enough or not belonging. Instead, focus on listening to what the other person is saying, being genuinely interested in learning more. Use social media very moderately. We know that the overuse of social media may be related to feelings of inferiority. If you try to portray an image on social media that doesn't match who you really are or that is impossible to achieve, it will only make your feelings about being a fraud worse. Stop fighting your feelings. Don't fight the feelings of not belonging. Instead, try to lean into them and accept them. It's only when you acknowledge these feelings that you can start to unravel the core beliefs that are holding you back and refuse to let those beliefs hold you back. No matter how much you feel like you're a fraud or that you don't belong, don't let that stop you from pursuing your goals. Keep going and refuse to be stopped by such thoughts. Naming the fear can knock the wind out of it because these are internal beliefs that don't have anything to do with actual performance or abilities. Most people would be surprised to learn who among us is dealing with self-doubt. Receive good feedback from your peers or talking to a professional about your feelings can be important and effective in helping you change your perspective about yourself. Remember that if you are feeling like an imposter, it means you have had some degree of success in your life that you've been attributing to just luck, and it was your hard work. Instead, uh, turn that feeling into one of gratitude. Look at what you've accomplished in your life and be grateful for those achievements. Don't be held back by your fear of being found out. Instead, lean into that feeling and get to the root of it. Let your guard down and let the others see the magnificent you really are. And hopefully, you will be able to see reflected in their view of you who you really are and banish those self-doubts from inhibiting you in your journey to live your happiest and healthiest life. And that's what all of us are on this journey together for, is to live daily that happiest and healthiest life. Thanks so much for sharing the time with me, and I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.